And here's Romain now into the final chicane to complete his lap in qualifying. Caution sector 3. Someone's gone off there. I think it's one of the Aston Martin drivers. And Romain across the line to put himself on provisional pole position. And it's Slambert Gaming there. He's rejoining the track after invalidating and going off slightly. Spy Classic goes fastest. And now, coming through the final chicane is Romain's teammate. Will he be able to go quickest? Out to the line, it's going to be close. And he does. 1 minute 56.923. And now here's Kalber coming across the line. As we see, caution sector 2, someone's gone off there. Kalber goes fastest. And here's Kian now returning after a few races away. Coming through the last corner. And now up to the line. It's going to be... And it's pole position for now. 1 minute 56.553, and now we skip over to Star Lion, only managing 7th, I'm afraid. And here we go, full sender across the line. He goes fastest by an entire second, outbeating Kian. In the worsening conditions now is Sharky Boy coming through the final chicane and up to the line. Will he be able to improve? And only to P6 for now. And here is Spy Classic. He's gone off the track there. He's hit the wall. No damage to his car, but invalidated his lap time. And now we see on the final pit of qualifying, people getting the last laps in. Romain goes off there. He's battling the car proper in these wet weather conditions. It's the first time we've seen so many drivers struggling like this. And here's Apple, who joined really late in the session. He's on full wets right now. Into the last corner. The last chicane, sorry. And up to the line, he will be setting his lap. Will he be able to beat anyone? And he's into P2. He beats the rest of the grid, except Full Sender, who takes pole position there. And that rounds out qualifying. And here are the 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away they go. You can see it's a good start off the line there from... one of the Aston Martins towards the back there. Wizard of Oz doesn't even get off the line, I'm afraid. Into turn 1, there's a lot of shuffling around, people gaining and losing positions. And so far, it looks like Full Sender is pulling himself away from the rest of the pack already. Apple holds on tight in the back. Mark Moreno in third, and there's a distance towards the rest of the pack coming through Eau Rouge there. And someone slipped slightly on the end there. Wizard of Oz has got himself going. And now you can see everyone moving along towards the next corner. You can see the Haas and McLaren both pulling themselves off into their own world right now in a battle for the lead. It's going to be a very interesting battle throughout the race, as we can see some shuffling towards the back going on as well. You can see the 2 front runners battling it out right now, nearly side by side there. And we skip now towards some of the midfielders on lap 2 as they come up Eau Rouge, and that Sharky there makes a mistake and runs wide. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Quintal, who's going to be using everything he can now to get up into 7th, and he's pulling it all in him, but he just doesn't have it in him right now. And now we see back to the front runners into the next corner here. It's Full Sender versus Apple. Apple hasn't been able to quite get past him yet, but in these conditions, will he be able to shove? Full Sender goes slightly off the track there and gives Apple the position, but they're going to keep battling now in through the next corner. It's going to be contact there. I think carbon fibre goes spilling out, and Full Sender goes off the track into the gravel as Apple takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Caution sector 3, there's yellow flags everywhere, and it's a crash. Wizard of Oz is out of the Grand Prix, and it's a safety car. Apple has gone straight into the pit lane there. Full Sender stays out. Not sure what's happened there to cause that crash. We don't have footage, but it's a safety car, so let's see what Apple does now. He pulls into the pit lane. Will he change his tyres at all? What's he going to be changing to, sorry? And he switches on to a fresh set of inters. And you can see now people coming in to change their wings during the safety car and changing on to different tyres. Apple's coming again for the second time. This time he goes onto the hard compound tyre. As Kalber is also in the pits there. Oh no, that's Slambert, sorry. There's several drivers pitting and switching compound now in the safety car. And you can see now what tyres they've switched on to. Romain's gone to softs, while the other 2 went on to hard compound tyres. While T4 Big Salty Cracker and Slambert Gaming both went on to fresh set of inters. And you can see now, it's the end of the safety car and into turn 1. It's going to be, I'm not sure what happened there. Apple loses a position to Star Lion. Maybe an issue with the wheel or something. But now we can see coming up to Radion and Eau Rouge. Will he be able to get the position back, as everyone, or nearly everyone, has switched back onto dry compound tyres now. Most people going for the hard strategy, while Romain goes on soft. As we can see, Apple now is about to make the move on the Red Bull of Star Lion, and into the next corner. It looks like he's got it. Yeah, he takes the position. Quite a clean move. Well done, Apple, as he comes through now. No contact made. A pretty decent move into 7th. He's going to have to work his way through the midfield. And we can see now Slambert Gaming is retired from the session. It's another safety car. Mark Moreno goes fastest. And that's another 2 drivers into the pits to switch onto a different compound tyre. And it's now the end of the safety car, and Romain is disconnected at the worst possible time. Just as the safety car's coming in, he disconnects. The entire grid are going at the pace of a 0 AI at the moment. This is awful for Romain, and he probably won't be able to get in time. An invite has been sent, but will he be able to reconnect in time? These connection issues are something that EA seriously needs to work on for the next F1 game. As we go green now, Romain is going to drop naturally. His AI is driving at 0 difficulty. So yeah, you can just see everyone pass him now, unfortunately. And straight away, not even up to the next corner, and these two are already side by side coming up through Eau Rouge and Radion now. With Kian in 3rd currently. I don't think he'll have the pace to keep up with the front runners, but he's still on the podium for the time being. As you can see in the background, Cowboy makes a move on Mark Moreno to take 4th. Kian has a penalty, 3 seconds, and you can see the little bit of argy-bargy there for Apple and Full Sender. Quite hard racing going on here. Into the next corner then. It's going to be Full Sender. He's going to dive it down the inside. There's going to be a bit of contact there. Carbon fibre going everywhere. Coming through the next corner, Apple's trying his hardest to keep in this battle. It's side by side a lot of the time right now. As Apple, again, he's trying to find an opening where he can, but he just can't find anything. Full Sender is quite good at covering himself up. And then you've got Kian and Calva going to both be getting involved here. Kian nearly goes for a move, and Calva's going to take the move, and they both make contact, and Kian's off the track onto the gravel trap. And Calva into 5th then, 4th. As Mark Moreno makes the position. Kian has dropped down to 8th position. Got a lot of starring going on today. Anyway, we switch back up to the front runners. So we look at Apple catching on to Full Sender now. Will he be able to make a move coming up to the final chicane? No, it looks like the gap's a bit too much now, as you can see Full Sender coming through up to the line to move on to lap 10. And we can see Sharky has left the session due to a connection error. Worst time for him to have connection problems. Calva gets a 3-second penalty. Quintal also gets a 3-second penalty. More drivers are getting penalties now. And you can see a group battle might be occurring here. Spy Classic ups another 3-second penalty. A 3-second penalty to his name. As we can see, the Mercedes drivers both here. Only one actually racing, the other one disconnected. Apple picks up his first 3-second penalty. That's going to change everything for the race then. Is Apple going to be able to win this race or not now with that penalty? It's put everything into jeopardy now as we switch over to the battle here for 3rd. Calba versus Mark Moreno and Star Lion, and maybe Quintal as well. He might be getting himself involved here. As we can see, a 4-way battle for 3rd place, as no one had the pace to keep up with the 2 front runners who have already made a gap of nearly 3 seconds. You can see Calba leads the gang with Mark Moreno in 4th, Star Lion 5th, and Quintal in 6th. And we can see a lock up there from Kian, and he's now recovered up to P7. As we can see, Sharky is rejoined, but he's already down in 10th, and he has a gap to everyone else. So it looks like his race is kind of over, as we can see now. Watching the battle unfold here between Calba and Marc Moreno into the next corner. Marc's going to take the position for now. And that's it. And then we switch here. This is the next lap. And Marc goes off. There's contact made and Marc goes off the track. Unfortunate. And we look now. Lap 17. Apple's coming to the pits for mediums. He's now working his way through the pack. Him versus Quintal. Quintal's trying to defend, but it looks like Apple just works his way through anyway. He knows he can get through quickly, and this is where T4 Big Toy Cracker might be trying something, as he's trying to get a move on Quintal done in the safest way possible. These two had a skirmish back in Britain. Will they be able to get through here? We switch now over on lap 18. Kian versus Apple. Kian is no match for Apple, I'm afraid. Apple just slides straight on through. Now he's going to be chasing up to Calba. Speaking of Calba, here he is in P2 currently. He's going to want to hold on to that for as long as possible as he comes through the final part of the track to move on to lap 19. Full Sender is only extending his gap right now from the rest of the pack. Will he be able to do it? Coming into the last corner now. The last chicane, sorry. Will he be able to do this? Apple comes through. He's gaining quite a lot, and Kian is probably trying to tow along, but it looks like there's already a major gap between the two. Apple goes fastest on the track, and here's Kian into turn 1. He locks up again, unfortunately, and he nearly spins. What the hell? Maybe a connection problem. He ghosts for a second, but he re-establishes himself. I don't know what happened there. Maybe just a connection bug or something. He is playing from another country, of course, to where the server is being held on. Anyway, we look at Calba versus Apple. Apple is closing in really quickly. I don't think Calba's going to be able to take this for long. Yeah, Calba, he is no match. He just moves out the way. He knows that if he just stays on the back of Apple, then he can definitely get a podium. As long as he can keep Kian away from him, he should be good to go. He's going to want to try and stay on the back of Apple for as long as possible. But it looks like Apple's already pulling away like majorly. It doesn't look like he's even going to be able to try and keep up. As we switch now to Full Sender. It's the last lap of the race now. Coming through. He's won 3 Grand Prix in a row since he joined from Monaco. He's lifted the Haas curse and fixed this team up from the ground. They had a horrible reputation in the DRZ League, and now they are a 3-time winner. Full Sender, he wins 3 times in a row, comes across the line and wins the Grand Prix. And in second place, not quite able to get it today, is Apple. He tried his hardest, and through comes Calva now to get his second career podium in DRZ. As he comes across the line, he takes the podium. Next is Kian to come across the line. An unfortunate race for him today. He had a lot of problems, but he was able to work through the pack pretty well. Drops to 6th thanks to penalties. Big Soy Cracker had a very good race today, coming from last up to 5th. And anyway, we switch over to the last on-track battle into the final chicane. We can't quite see what happened, but we can get an assumption. Quintal dive bombed, and now he's going to move out the way and give Marc Moreno the position. A kind gesture, and correct his mistake. So Marc will take 7th and through for 9th. A very angry, I believe, Sharky boy. And in P10 is Spy Classic.